Hi, my name is Nathan, and welcome to the Daily Word. On today's episode of the Daily Word, we'll be in Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 through 15. Let's read the scripture together on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house.
Our daily word for today is the word light. Let's say this word together. Light. So what is light? Well, right now I have two lights focusing on me. If we didn't have the lights on, it would be completely dark. So a light is something that brings illumination or light into a dark place. So for example, if you're going into a cave that is completely dark or pitch black, you need to bring a flashlight or a lantern, lights on your helmet so that you can see. So when you have light, it enables you to see clearly. So the light doesn't serve itself. It shines onto things so that you can see them. Or, for example, the sun, when the sun rises in the morning, it gives off the light so that you can see what's around you. At nighttime, it's extremely difficult to see what's around you unless you have light. So light reveals things, it shines on things so that they're visible, so that you can see them. So now that we have an understanding of the word light, let's put it back into the scripture in Matthew 5. Here, in this section in Matthew 5, this is Jesus giving his famous Sermon on the Mount. And using light, he's talking to his followers, he's talking to his disciples, talking to potentially people that will begin to follow him. And he's telling them what their life will represent to the world around them. Now what he doesn't say is he doesn't say that your faith will be private, or that your faith will be secluded or isolated. He doesn't say that your job as a Christian is to find a group of people that you really like and then just to hang out with them all the time because you make each other feel good about the things you share in common and you like the comfort and security of those people in that place you meet. What he says is actually the opposite of that. Jesus tells his followers that you are a light that shines into the world. And he says that you're like a light on the top of a hill where there's a city, and that light shines down into everything below. And he says when you have a light or a lamp in a room in your house, giving off illumination to a dark room or a dark house, you don't cover that light up. The purpose of the light is to provide vision in that room so that people don't bump into things, so that people can see what they're grabbing, so that people can live in that space. We need light. So it's a very big contrast. There's a very big difference in what a lot of people take as their life as a Christian, of being secluded and isolated in their group, or maybe just personally in their faith or their church, versus what Jesus is proclaiming in his famous sermon, that you are a light. So one, it's shining out into the world, but for what purpose? Well, it's the same purpose that we used earlier in our example of how we use the word light. Light doesn't serve itself. Light reveals what's around it. Light blesses what's around it. So your job as a Christian, or my job as a Christian, is not to just hide my faith so that I enjoy it. Because truthfully, that's not true Christianity according to Christ in the Gospels. Our job as a Christian, our job as Christians, is to let our light shine, to bless those around us with the gospel that's emanating, that's flowing out from us, because the true light, Christ, is in us. And if Christ is truly in us, that light cannot help but come out. And not just come out showing people what's wrong. That's a big and common mistake of using that light just to be like a security guard's flashlight, showing everyone their faults. But your light should be blessing people, showing them truth, but showing it in a way that blesses them in love. Because that's exactly what Christ did in his ministry. He told people the truth, but he loved them. And as he was the light of the world, so we are also the light of the world with our faith. Well, that does it for today's episode of The Daily Word. If you liked this video or found it helpful, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Or if you want to use this word in some of your practice with your English education or training, what are some lights around you? Look around you right now. What are some lights on you? Or where do you see a lot of lights? But for the purpose of this daily devotional and this daily word, ask yourself, if you're a Christian, if you are a light to the world around you, do you bless people, showing them truth, but not in judgment or criticism or hate, but by blessing them with the truth that is Jesus Christ, the true light of the world? Well, my name is Nathan, and this was your Daily Word. See you next time.